Okay, so here's part 2, right back at it. This one is the starter deck Brawley. So this man is wild, and this time around they're actually giving us all of the cards for the starter deck. And also, if you missed the first part, this is the second part. Again, I do this because I want to break up these videos, and that way you don't have to sit and watch them for 30-40 minutes on end, and you actually there's actual some retention there. So again, this is why, that's why I do it. There's no other reason. Anyway, so this guy is the starter deck leader. Obviously we got another Broly, and this is the 4th Broly, I do believe, in the game now. And yet again we have all the cards revealed to us. So the theme is Rising Broly. This time around is the starter deck based around Broly from the new Dragon Ball Super movie. Got the first form Broly, or the base Broly, Berserk Broly, Super Saiyan Broly, and then full power Super Saiyan Broly. They're going all out with these mints. I think we can kind of look at the cards from here. I think even if we look over here, it's not gonna make too much difference. So I'd rather go look at the full sort of size pictures. So a quick rundown: evolve Brawley from one form to the next, wipe out your opponent. Also as a bonus, starter decks in this series have more exclusives than ever before. Went from 5 to a whopping 10. Yes, they want you to pick up these starter decks, and if you try to buy them separately, they're going to be the same prices as the other starter deck exclusives, especially if they're actually useful. So that's something to consider. First thing though, look at this art. I love this art. It looks amazing as normal. Like, it's just there's no surprise about this anymore. This is just cool. Anyway, his effect is that to activate main, you choose one green Frieza army card with energy cost 1 from your deck and add to your hand, and then shuffle your deck and negate the skill for the rest of the turn, or the game, that is. And then your life is 4 or less. You may draw 1 and flip 1 of your energy to active mode. So pretty normal now versus a lot of different leaders. I think Vegeta was first as far as that goes, but now it's coming out with all these other leader cards. And the reason why he has this instead of the other one, as far as like attack and take 1 for life and draw 1, is because of that 1 drop that it's looking for. So you're probably going to be running that in your deck, and you're most likely going to be using him to awaken, and I'll get to that in a little bit. Now, his awaken effect is just wild. Look at this big boy. Look at this big boy. He's just wild. But his permanent is that if you have 2 or more battle cards in your battle area, you can't play battle cards. It's just simple as that. But the thing is that his perking is that when this card attacks, draw cards until you have 6 cards in your hand. So you can deplete your entire hand and then draw 6 right after. That's just insane. I think that is just wild. Like, this looks like a custom card that someone came up with, and they're like, yeah, that sounds broken enough. Yes, there is a sparking 7 effect here, but it's not going to be too hard to actually get 7 cards in your drop area nowadays. There's a lot of different things that you have access to in order to do that, and especially if you're playing control deck or something that is getting things into a drop area a lot, it's not going to be too hard. Yes, it does affect him directly in not being able to have access to Overwhelm, but it's not going to be too bad, because now what you could do is still use the Sparking 7, attack when you have no cards in your hand, and add 6 cards, Overwhelm, and then use those 6 cards in order to end the game. So it's not outside of the realm of possibility, especially if you have Mira. So there you go. There's also activate main 1 per turn, is that when you choose one of your battle cards and choose one of their opponent's battle cards and KO the chosen card. So a couple things to note is that yes, he is green, so there are a few different things in green in which you have to, or that you can use in order to get these effects. But all the new Frieza cards that we have, when it gets KO'd, you can now use this with Broly. So something like Zarbon, in which you KO it, draw 1, and then choose one of their opponent's battle cards and gets 15 KO less in the duration of a turn. It's not a bad idea to use. And because he can only have 2 or more battle cards, or yeah, 2 or more battle cards in your battle area, you can't play battle cards, it makes sense to keep KOing them and then make sure you can play more battle cards. I don't know why they said 2 or more, but I guess that does make sense. Basically, if you have 2 in your battle area, you just can't play anymore. You just keep KOing them. So Yeah. Anyway, moving on. So we have the starter rare. He has a 7-drop. Wow, big boy. 7-drop critical with 30,000. Too bad he doesn't have evolve, because now if he didn't have the Broly tag and then he had evolve, this would be pretty wicked with endless evolution, the old promo and the old support. But oh well. His activate battle, which is an interesting thing to have. Not activate main, but activate battle, in which once per turn you burst 3 out of your deck, and then, which is another reason why the Sparking 7 is not too big of a deal. Opponent chooses 1 card from the hand and places it in the drop area. So when Brawley, either him is attacking or Broly is attacking or another battle card is attacking, most likely this is going to be the one that's on your field whenever you have it out on the field, basically. Or if you're choosing 2 or less on your field, that is, one of them is going to be this, the others are going to be something that you're going to be KOing over and over. But because he's in activate battle, any time that something is in battle, you can activate this effect. So don't get that confused with the only activate battle for him. It would have to specify in which, when this card attacks or when this card is in battle. So it's just like planning M2. Just don't get that confused. Anyway, still pretty cool that they have to drop one. With the other green stuff that we have, it's going to be a nice addition for the starter deck. Burley rushing 4th. So this is a Super Saiyan Brawley. He has critical in 20,000, and when this remove, wow, when this card is removed for the battle area by a skill KO'd, you choose 2 cards from your hand and place in the drop area, and then choose 1 Brawley, green Brawley with 7 costs from your hand and play it. So this is the one that comes brings out that 7 drop that we just saw. I feel like that's pretty straightforward. Nice little critical, and you can go ahead and attack and just KO it with the Awakened Leader effect, and then get him out. So, you know. And technically, I mean, if you really want to get technical, you can always just use to save a hopeful future, in which you choose 1 green battle card of 5 or less in drop area and then play it. But I mean, that means you have to have another one in your hand. So yeah, you get what I'm saying. I'm actually gonna go over here because it keeps like switching out the thing, and I don't like that. But defending father Paragus, this is the reason why you need to buy 2 decks, and there's no foil version of this or anything, but this is definitely going to be a staple for any green leader, in which this card, when you combo it, that's a super combo by the way, with 0 cost and 10k, that actually rhymed, hello, and in which leader card is green, and you have 4 or less life, you draw 2 and then send 1 to the warp. So the reason why they did this is to balance out the Sparking 7 for the leader, and as well as any other cards that actually rely on sparking, like Super 17. So this is not a bad balance for that, but you do get to draw 2 cards and then choose any of them to actually drop or send to the warp. I think this is extremely good, and most likely going to be something that replaces a lot of different green leader super combos. Even Android 16, as much as I love him, this is most likely going to be something that we're going to be seeing a lot. You just can't pass up a free 10k 0 cost and 2 cards. Like that's just wild. July Frieza Force Soldier, quickly becoming a waifu, in which her effect is draw 1 after you play it. So she's a cantrip in which you pay 1 green, 1 uncolored or colorless, I guess. Choose 1 green, a Frieza army card with an energy cost 2 or less, and play it, and then shuffle your deck. So there's not many targets for this. There's just these, and if I think maybe if I do this, oh nope, this same thing. Maybe I'm not looking at it right, but still, I think these are really the only 3 targets that we have. So the 2-drop card, and as well as Infernal Emperor Frieza, and I think maybe if we search here, we have these Brolys. This is the one that I was going to be saying, which I'll go over in a second. That's probably going to be another target. This is probably going to be another target as well, just depending on what you need. This is probably going to be the target that you really want to get out, so that way you can kind of keep it going. And then maybe the super combo if you really want to do that. And then we have the other soldier, and that's pretty much it. Still pretty cool. I would definitely look for the feature rare if you're gonna be having in that deck to have her out. She doesn't have barrier, but the feature rare might be the target for it, so just so you can kind of keep her on the field, and then have her as one of the 2 battle cards that you'll have with the Broly leader. Also, does not have a restriction for leader, so you can use it in any green deck. Limo Frieza Force Soldier, his activate main, he's also a starter rare. Also her starter rare. Whoa. 2-drop, 15k, and once per turn, 1 green, choose 1 card from your hand and place it in a drop area. Choose 1 Chilai Broly. card energy costs of 2 or less in your deck and play it. So you could play her for the draw, or you could play the other one, like I was saying, for the same purpose. But for 3 energy in total, you're most likely looking at her for the draw and 2 energy. Son Goku, Time to Fight. He is a 4-drop 10k, and his permanent is just like the Crisis Crusher, but kind of differently, in which if they have 4 or more cards in rest mode, that can be energy, field cards, battle cards, or whatever, and it gets reduced by 3 for the energy cost. So it's effectively a 1-drop 10k, 0 cost 5k combo, in which when you play this card, you can't play it for the rest of the turn, and you place it in the drop area, in the owner's drop area, and choose 1 green or yellow Saiyan with the energy cost of 3 or less and 10k power from your drop, and play in rest mode. You can only play battle cards that are green or yellow and no other color for the duration of the turn. We're going to see the rest of the cards, and we'll see exactly what that means, but these are kind of the cards that you'll be seeing. Yes, Kamba is a target for that, so that's an interesting thing to have as far as green yellow veggies, and I think that wouldn't be too impossible. Some of these aren't really also very good targets because they aren't 10k or less. Most of these are going to be 15k. The ones that are useful anyway are going to be 15k, which is why most likely going to be a 2 cost, like the Gohan, I guess. These Gohans, Son Goten, but that's probably not going to be a thing that you're going to be looking at. Paragus, the old one, which you probably won't be doing. The 2-drop draw Goku, Kamba is really going to be the one, maybe Pan, in order to do her activate main as well. Right after you play her in rest mode, maybe Paragus because he is a Saiyan. Kamba again are going to be probably the best one to look for in green. Yeah, there are other 1-drops, but I mean, that's, you know, you're going to be focused on the 2 and 3 to get the most value out of them. Some of these, like Tora, are going to be a pretty good thing to do, especially if it's blue-yellow. Again, in saying blue-yellow, like the Whis that I haven't gone over, and as well as the Burgos, and then all the other apes in which you can evolve on after. And then if you have Planet Vegeta in play and it's in rest mode after you play it, and then you combo and you play the combo Tora, and then you restand it at the end of the turn, might not be a bad play there. We have this man, in which you play this in rest mode and you play 1 yellow and you swap a 2 cost and drop 1 in your drop area. Wouldn't be a bad thing to do. Or same thing with him, in which you can pay 2 yellow and get a 3 cost out, like the KO Gohan or the other one. We have this man who has barrier, and at the end of the turn you can still untap 2 other than this one, which is kind of a bummer, but still pretty cool. And then we have the Vegeta, in which when you play the card, you get to KO something with barrier and rest mode. So probably going to be all of these cards. Goten is obviously going to be a target, but he is going to have to attack for that to work any kind of good, or to be useful, basically. And then we have Vegeta, Time to Fight, and yes, I know there's probably other targets for this. If you have any other ones, let me know in the comments. His is a blocker. If you have 4 or more in rest mode, same thing. He's a 1-drop 15k blocker, and it's only in your hand, by the way. Godly Destruction Whis, so he is the Borgos counterpart, in which one thing to kind of watch out for is that the Borgos comes out in January, and then this one comes out in March. So there's going to be a huge gap in between January through March, in which we'll see the effects of Borgos, and if that actually does anything to Soul Striker and Storm, all these other ones that rely on energy manipulation. But he is a draw 1 plus 1, basically 1k 0 cost 5k combo, and then whenever they switch their energy to active mode, or switches their energy to active mode using a non-awakened skill like Unyielding, Sensu Bean, Soul Striker, whatever, it doesn't say leader or battle area or battle card, is everything. You get to choose 1 of your opponent's energy and place it in the drop area. So this is really good early game, because if they do that once, you just switch, you just snipe out the active mode energy, and that is just insanely good. This, along with the Gogeta leader, it's gonna shut down a lot of different energy manipulation blue decks. So yeah. And yes, they do stack. So if you have 4 Borgos and 4 Whis on the board somehow, some way, you can get as many as you can once per turn as soon as they do it. And then Godly Destruction Beerus, in which you play this card, you choose 1 of your opponent's battle cards in rest mode with 2 or less and KO it. Cool beans. And we can't miss the rest of the Series 6 cards. So we already know about this one that plays the energy cost of 6. This is the one that I was talking about before, that the unawakened Broly leader searches out in order to awaken. When you play this card and your leader card is a green Frieza's army card, choose 2 cards from your life and add it to your hand. And then when that's removed, if your leader card is a green Frieza card, Frieza's army card, you choose 1 or 2 cards from your life and add it to your hand, and then choose 1 green Brawley with energy cost of 4 in your hand and play it. So this is a really good card, but also has his downfalls, in which if you play it, you have to choose the 2, and if you get rid of it, you also have to choose 1 to 2. So you're gonna bring down your life quite a lot really quickly, but you do get out this man pretty quickly as well, of course if you draw it and mulligan for it. And because the leader himself can KO things, you can go ahead and just keep plussing the cards, get this man out, and then get the man the 6-drop out as well. Paragus Deadly Premonition. Paragus looking pretty cool there with King Vegeta in the background, or literally in the foreground, but with his back in front of us. When you play this card, choose this card from your hand, or when you play this card from your hand, choose up to, or look up to the 5 cards and look up and choose up to 1 Brawley card among them and add it to your hand. So it can be this guy, it can be that guy, etc, etc. And then when this card is removed from the battle area by a skill, so that can be your leader card that KO something, or by their cards that do it. If your leader card is green Frieza army, choose 1 of your green energy and switch it to active mode. I like this because it adds in more energy elimination in other colors, and it's good to see that, and just really good support for the starter deck, which is why it comes in the starter deck. Ties that bind Ba. Okay, I don't know this one. Someone's gonna have to explain this one to me. I guess it's in the Broly movie. His name is Ba. Anyway, activate main, place this card in the drop area, choose 1 Broly card with energy cost of 1 in your drop area and play it. So I guess if you have those 2 in the same thing, you get to effectively take 5 life after this guy goes away. Well, 2 from this, 1 more from this, or 2, and then 1 more from this, or well, 2 more from that, so that's 6. 5 to 6, yeah, basically 6, and then another one. So you're gonna be killing yourself. I don't know if you want to do that. It might not be the best target for that, because that's the only target that I can see and have seen. Maybe I'm wrong. Anyway, Broly control mechanism. This one is a field card in which you place this in the drop area. You choose 1 Broly in your battle area and place this in the owner's drop area and draw 1 card. Okay, that's cool. It doesn't say which one, so it can be any of them. I don't know if it's worth running that field card in order to just draw 1. And then Raffle Charge. This is one of my favorites. If your leader card is green, negate the attack and may choose 1 of your battle cards and place it in the drop area. If you do so, your opponent chooses 1 card from their hand and places it in the drop area. This is exactly what some of us were talking about way back when, in which a green card that makes them drop 1 card from their hand. That is just awesome. Later in the game, especially if you're playing Cell Chain and you get a token because it is a battle card, you can then use 1 of those tokens in order to use this effect. And after you attack and then you are on the defensive side and you don't need that battle card anymore, this is going to be a really good target to do that. So awesome, awesome. And it also goes with all of the ones that says KO. Well, it does say place and drop area, but still, it doesn't proc off the KO. It does proc off this man that gets removed. I am pretty sure that is it. This one says there's more promos, which I don't know if there is anymore. I think this one is the one that comes from the Broly pack, and as well as the Gogeta that comes from the Broly pack. So there's nothing else that I haven't gone through. Please go check out the other ones that I've done as far as previews go. Go check out the Untapped tournament. Today is the last day to sign up. Hopefully we get to fire that and we get to make some cool videos out of that and see who comes out on top. And again, like, subscribe, dislike, comment below, and I'll see you in the next one. Later.